go. Emmanuel Macron, the president of France. Here he is. A president's up here. Okay? The president is controlling you from up here. You're down here. I'm down here. I am a wage slave. That's me. Okay? I'm a consumer. I'm nothing. Okay? I'm down here. Whereas Macron, even though we breathe the same air, even though we eat the same food, even though we go to the bathroom constantly, even though we get sick, he's completely different than me. He's up here. He's a president. Okay? Now, how does he maintain being a president? Well, first of all, he was appointed as president. He's the biggest puppet on the world stage since Obama. Obama was the perfect puppet. Okay? Emmanuel Macron is also the perfect puppet. He's number two best puppet to Obama in my lifetime of watching these presidents being appointed by the four horsemen. Now, the big deal is his security aide, his buddy, his guy who's protecting Macron with his life, right down here, a security force, is getting charged with gang violence. His name's Alexander Benaya. Charged with gang violence. Because this is what they did. This is them right here. This is him right here. See him? This is him right here, choking a protester, pulling her out. So they're charged with gang violence for doing this. Because once again, why? Because you are down here. You have no power. You have no nothing. When you are not doing exactly what these people up here are telling you to do, they will violence you. That's how they control society. See, society is made to look like, oh no, it's all nice and it's all kind, and oh no, be kind to your neighbor, community. You know, no, it's just business. We're doing business. We're doing commerce. We're capitalists. We're here to help you. We want you to. Whirlpool wants your life to be easier. When in reality, all they're doing is violencing you constantly. You are living under the threat of violence 24/7. You feel some pressure? You feel some pressure? Of course you do, because you're under the threat of violence 24/7. All these people are doing is standing here speaking. That's all they're doing. They're standing here speaking. They're saying something. They're not doing anything. They're not violencing anybody. You notice that. But when the cops want to violence you, guess what happens? You get violenced. That's right. You can't stand there and talk. But we have freedom of speech. We have freedom of speech. We're imbued with the freedom of speech. The Constitution said, no, it doesn't. No. You don't get freedom of speech. No. You can't come in here. You can't do it. You can't do it because we don't want you to. We want to keep you under control. We are keeping you under control. Now, the funny part about this is that Benaya got a 2-week suspension. Okay. So he got a 2-week suspension, but he continued to appear in Macron's security details. Why? Why? Because he's being protected by his buddy, Macron. Macron's his buddy, and all of his other buddies are protecting him. Now, the only reason why you're seeing anything happen to this guy is because there is a constant struggle for power up here amongst each other. Not you. You never get to struggle for their power. Only they get to struggle against each other for their power. You understand that? You never get to struggle for your power, because when you do, you're shut down immediately with violence. These people up top get to struggle for power against each other. And how do they do it? They do it once again using the system. Additionally charged with impersonating an officer. So he was charged by who? He was charged for gang violence, right? By Paris prosecutors. He was also charged with impersonating an officer. By who? By Paris prosecutors, yeah, lawmakers, lawyers, judges, public servants. Notice nobody down here got to charge him. No, all that they did was get violenced by the guy. Now, it's funny because the guy himself, right, after he violences this and he gets removed from duty, Le Monde reported Friday that despite his suspension, Benaya was allowed this month to move into a palatial mansion. He was also being provided with a car and chauffeur. So, isn't that great, people? Down here, you never get to move into a mansion, and you never have a car and chauffeur. But a guy who's violencing you gets a palatial estate and a car and a chauffeur to help him out. Why? Because he's willing to go to bat and violence you for these guys up here. He's willing to violence you for the president. He's willing to violence you, victimize you for who? For this moron. For this complete moron. This guy is a complete idiot. He's a puppet. He has nothing. He's an intellectual, vacuous moron. But guess what? He's got all these guys protecting him. So if you went up to this guy and said anything, maybe you tried to say something to him, you don't even get to talk to this guy. You will get what? Violenced. These are American people violencing. These are American cops, American people violencing Americans. Here we have French people violencing French people, and it's in the name of what? The Black Death Cult. Now, interestingly enough, there was an article called How the Tech's Richest Plan to Save Themselves After the Apocalypse. And there's a real telltale line in this thing about the Black Death Cult here. And it says, finally, the CEO of a brokerage house explained that he had nearly completed building his own underground bunker system and asked, how do I maintain authority over my security force after the event? In other words, after the apocalypse. How do I maintain my authority over my security force after the apocalypse? Which is real telling, isn't it? Because if the violencers weren't here to violence the general population, how much power would these guys have up here? Zero. None. So that shows you right there that their whole game is violence. Their whole game is violence. They pretend, oh no, we're just business. We're just GE. We're just helping you out. No, you're not. You're violencing me. We're just public servant. We're here to be in your Congress and fight for you. No, you're not. You're going to violence me the minute that I say something against you. The minute I say something against you, you're going to violence me. Don't lie to me. That's what they're doing. They're just lying to you. Oh, we're here to help you. We're here to make decisions on your behalf. No, you're not. You already decided this dude's buddy who'd violence me is getting a chauffeur. He's getting a mansion. He's getting a chauffeur for violencing me. You're not here to help me. Macron is not here to help you. Congress is not here to help you. The Senate is not here to help you. Lawyers are not here to help you. Judges are not here to help you. Big business leaders are not here to help you. They are here to violence you. And when you peel back the layers, finally, the CEO of a brokerage house explained that he had nearly completed building his own underground bunker system. I'm going to be nowhere near you people. I am not part of you. I don't consider myself part of you. You are what I'm feeding off of. You are how I became rich. But the minute that it goes down, I don't protect you. I don't help you. I don't share my wealth. I bunker myself off and I start asking, how do I control my security force to violence you? Instead of what? Violencing them. Because there are historical precedents where the security force takes over the government. The security force takes over the president's office with force, because these are the real violencers. But the most important part is this tells you, look, how do I maintain authority over my security force after the event? In other words, without my security force, I'm nothing. Without my security force to protect me and my assets, I am nothing. Without lying to these people and telling them they're doing the right thing, without lying to these people, telling them you're doing it for good, you're doing it for the good of man, without lying to these poor people, telling them you're doing it for country, you're doing it for honor, without lying to these people, telling them they're bad guys, I'm the good guy, you're the good guy, without giving these people money. Guess what? They have nothing. They have no power. They have nothing, because their whole base is violence, okay? I just want you to realize that you are living under the control of the Black Death cult. When you realize this and you open your eyes to the fact that the Black Death cult, these people up here and these people participating with them all the way down to here, are completely controlling your life and every move you make, you will at least be able to understand what's happening to you, to try, at least try to escape it.